And then once you see it live on YouTube, then run it.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David, one of your co-hosts for today, and your other co-host is here as well. Robin, hello.
What's happening, bro? I had to put my hat on.
I can't do a show without a hat.
Without a hat on.
Wow.
No, sir.
Guys,
also, did you notice my I voted sticker? Did you see that? Yeah,
but,
you know.
But did you?
Did you vote?
I did vote.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
You did vote.
I voted for that Shiba Inu dog. Anyways.
Shiba Inu dog?
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to those of you that are familiar with our channel. If you're not familiar with our channel, welcome. Drop an hola. We'd love to welcome you personally. So today we're just going to kind of give you an update on what's been happening with FTX, with Binance, with the liquidations, where the crypto price is. Also, Nexo might be the next crypto company to go under. We'll discuss that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at what the markets are doing. You guys give me 2 seconds here. Bam.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on my screen over here, and I got Bitcoin right at 18,000. Looks like we might be falling under the 18,000, or at least testing that level again.
We're at so right now you can see we're at 18,100 for Bitcoin, down 11% on the day. ETH is under 1,300, coming in at 1296. BNB token 318.
Jesus.
XRP under 40 cents. Cardano 36 cents, and then Polygon Matic dropped under $1 again. Solana still bleeding, $22.52. Obviously, whatever wants to know, where's the FTT token? Let's go ahead and take a look, you guys. So FTT is sitting at $5, almost on the nose, down 74% on the day. Well, under $5 now. Tons of volume on this one right here, guys. But we all agree, you know, look at this volume. $3.4 billion volume, up 300% over the last 24 hours. Absolutely insane. And then just to take a look at the liquidation. So we're creeping up on $1 billion over the last 24 hours in liquidations. Majority of that came obviously over the last 12 hours, but markets seem to have calmed down over the last 4 and 1 hour intervals. So are you? Well, what are your thoughts here? So we obviously have Bitcoin sitting here, and I'll go to the 1 hour chart. So Bitcoin sitting at 18.1. Did find we did wick all the way down to 17.1. So a new local bottom is in. Are you surprised Bitcoin didn't crash more? Are you thinking we are going to crash more? Well, what are your thoughts?
Oh man, you know, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of like, I'm on a roller coaster, and I don't know what part of the roller coaster we're at right now. We had the little the consolidation where we trade sideways. You know, that's when you hear the and you're climbing up. We had the initial volatility where we crashed down. We had a rebound back up to over 18,000, and so I don't know where we're at on this crazy roller coaster right now. Honestly, I really don't. And so, you know, I'm asking myself, like, did we bottom? Was that a wick? Because remember when we hit 17.5 3 months ago, or right around 3 months ago when we bottomed the first time, that was short-lived. And are we in the same territory? Are we short-lived? Are we going to be hanging out at 17K for an extended period of time? That's what I want to know. And that's what I'm unsure of. Maybe if you have some charts or something later. I know we had somebody in the chat discussing wanting to take a look at some TA. So maybe we'll take a look at that. Guys, also, let's get the likes going up in here. I want everybody to take part in this stream. I want to, right now we're at less than 50% on the likes. Let's see if we can't get back up to 300. That's where we were at last night. That's a pretty successful night stream. So I think if you guys are active in the chat, you hit like, I think we can get there easily. Also, we do have some new people in the chat. Let me just, we got Steph left. We got No Wife, Battle Brothers Trading. I think he's been here before. Yeah. Sailing to Crypto, MB, and Stick. Oh, welcome to Sin City Crypto. And we're entertainment focused cryptocurrency channel in case y'all didn't know that. And then we also have Nima as well up in here. Yeah, man, I'm along for the ride. There are all kinds. What I'm thinking is, what happened today with the basically the failures of Alameda Research and the failures of FTX is that there is so many interconnected partnerships, loans, deals, and how are these liquidations going to play out across the board? And here's one real quick. Let me show you this. So here you have Robinhood is down 20% after Binance announces FTX acquisition. So the price of publicly traded exchange Robinhood stock is down 20%. Now, Sam Bankman-Fried, he has 7.6% stake in Robinhood. So this is just one example. And this isn't even in the crypto world. I mean, you can buy crypto, you can buy, tokens on Robinhood, but it's realistically, it's a stock platform. So how far-reaching is the tentacles of FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, and how hard is the crypto market gonna fall from the implications, the domino effects that are to come? That's what I'm thinking. And, this is far from over. This is far, far from over. You think this is a one-off event, and, hey, it's cool, FTT's gone, and FTX is gone, and Binance is here, nothing to worry about. You are sadly mistaken. Alameda Research is the funding arm and the venture capital startup company of massive amount of crypto projects, and they're going to have to force liquidate their assets, and that's it, man. And there's nothing you could tell me to say that this isn't going to be cascading effects, bro. It is. We saw it with, remember when Terra Luna went down? You had volatility. Well, you had volatility for a day, and then it kind of trickled out after the collapse, and then it was weeks later we had the beginnings. You had the Celsius. Then a month later, 2 months, it's actually a little over a month later, you had the Voyager go under. And so I would expect a similar timeline to play out here for other projects to disclose their position and their exposure to the failures here. So
a lot of exposing going on.
To be seen, bro.
So
a lot of exposing, bro.
We're going to go ahead and kind of give you guys an update of what's going on. So a lot of people are saying SBF wasn't really saying anything. It was quiet. Well, he did apologize to FTX investors for the lack of communication over the Binance deal. FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried appeared to apologize to investors over a lack of communication about the deal. He said, quote, "I'm sorry I've been hard to contact the last few days. I wonder why. I wish I had more details for you guys right now. I don't yet." And then kind of just moving right along, Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with Circle, they are the company behind the USDC token stablecoin. He calls the FTX crisis crypto's Lehman Brothers moment. Jeremy Allaire said the FTX insolvency crisis, which has thrown the crypto market into turmoil, is the Lehman Brothers moment for crypto. Allaire also went on to say Circle's USDC is not impacted by the crisis. He also urged the industry to move on from this type of speculation into what he termed, quote, the utility value phase, which is dependent on having better transparency. He believes the infrastructure foundations and public blockchains for this occur are in place. Allaire also agreed with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong that the lack of regulatory guidelines in the U.S. has encouraged the rise of a risky speculative environment that caused many companies to operate offshore. Speaking of Brian Armstrong, he had this long Twitter thread here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says, first off, I have a lot of sympathy for everyone involved. Second, Coinbase doesn't have any material exposure to FTX or FTT and no exposure to Alameda as well. Just said, I think it's important to reinforce what differentiates Coinbase in a moment like this. He said, this event appears to be the result of risky business practices. Coinbase has always strived to be the most trusted player in the space. We do not do anything with our customers' funds unless directed to by the customer. We hold all asset dollar for dollar, and users can withdraw their money at any time. Now, we know Coinbase is the deepest exchange when it comes to Bitcoin liquidity. They hold the most amount of Bitcoin on their exchange. And I want to say it's not even close, but it might be close. So we'll just take a peek here really quick. So Coinbase coming in, well, it is actually close. Coinbase and Binance. So Coinbase is holding over 560,000 Bitcoin on their exchange, but that is down 40,000 over the last 24 hours.
Where's FTX? I'm not seeing no on there.
So they flip from negative to 36, yeah. But between Coinbase and Binance, guys, if you're worried about liquidity, right, here you go. Coinbase, Binance, number 1, number 2, followed by Bitfinex, Gemini, and Kraken. Speaking of all these exchanges, we did hear there was some issues with trading, with withdrawing, with just using the platforms in general. Obviously, when pandemonium hits like this, these exchanges, their interfaces, their websites get flooded, and there's only so much they can handle. So what are your... Would you say, Rob, if you had to pick one exchange to have your money on, is Coinbase it?
Yeah, I think now transparency is king, right?
Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this out there real quick. We, Robin and I, everyone here at Sin City Crypto, number one, we say custody your own crypto. But if you're set on using an exchange, use Coinbase.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I would even stay away from Binance at the moment, just because of volatility and volume, and I mean, the less eyeballs, the less volume, the less movement you have around, the less front and center you are, the better off you are when it comes to exchange. Just think about going to the post office, like, the USPS or, UPS. One of these might be, you might consider the safest bet to send mail. But if everybody is packed into one place, I mean, you have more risk for errors. You have more risk for things to go wrong. Why even bother using an exchange that has tons of things going on right now? I think Coinbase right now is my leading favorite on what exchange to use. And nothing against Binance. I just think I just don't feel comfortable with extreme volatility and volume right now, especially in the depths of a bear market. I mean, you never know. I mean, I would feel comfortable using Binance, but if I had to choose, I would go with Coinbase first. Here's a interesting.
Real quick,
here's an interesting. Yeah.
Just want to give a shout out to Quick Cats, $5 super chat. Congrats on 5K, guys. Well deserved. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the great info and entertainment.
We'll cover that in a second as well. We're excited about that. So here's a little. I think you might have been discussing this, but I found a little funny, something funny here. So Sam Bankman-Fried's 53% stake in FTX was worth about $6.2 billion before Tuesday's takeover, and it has now fallen to $1 billion. So that leaves Sam Bankman-Fried's net worth at about $1 billion, down from $15 billion heading into Tuesday. If you were to take his money across Alameda Research, $7.4 billion, FTX, $6.2. So starting the week, he was a $15 billion valuation personally, and now he's at $1 billion. Guess who decided to Guess who decided to chime in on this here? It was here we go. Put me over there in the corner. It was none other than Vitalik. He said 1 billion is still more than I have. So,
Really?
do you believe Vitalik?
Really? No.
Do you believe? I figure he might be a billionaire at this point, right?
I mean,
what do you think?
The dude, he sold a crap load of ETH at the height of the bull run, and he also he sold a crap ton of ETH at the top of the bull
So
run.
you don't think ETH? You don't think? So you don't think that Vitalik would have? You don't think he has $1 billion if he were to sell all his ETH stake?
I mean, yeah, but do I think he sold it all? No. Definitely think he has. He still has some on hand for sure. We'll see, but we're not here to speculate on people's billions, unless you're Sam Bankman-Fried. Then we'll.
Is that my boy DFib up in the chat? Is DFib here?
Is DFib's here?
DFib, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro? All right.
Oh man, you see my cheeks are red. Every time I ingest any alcohol, I instantly get flushed in the cheek.
Well, apparently you're an alcoholic on the night stream. So this is interesting. How an FTX buyout benefits Binance? What does Binance's possible acquisition of FTX.com mean for the greater industry, for institutional clients, possibly avoiding a lengthy onboarding process, and for Binance, it could mean access to institutional clients and a top-notch engineering team. The mixture of technology and access to FTX's engineering team are among factors that Steven Zhang, who's a researcher at the block, said support Binance's motivations to purchase its competition. The political points of not letting a massive exchange like FTX fail is also a good add-on. FTX is historically the second or third largest exchange by volume. The acquisition of FTX would push Binance's market share to over 80%. To me, that's a little concerning. But just to follow up, this is what CZ tweeted today. It said 2 big lessons. One, never use a token you created as collateral. Sounds like common sense, right? Number 2, don't borrow if you run a crypto business. Don't use capital efficiently. Have a large reserve. Binance has never used BNB for collateral, and we have never taken on debt. Stay safe. So I don't know, man. 80% market
I feel like
share
that's
is
you remember Biggie. You remember Biggie when he did the 10 crack commandments? It's like never get high on your own supply.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're like CZ's trolling here, bro. I feel like he's like, hey, never collateralize on your own supply. All right. 2, never. What was number 2? Don't borrow if you run a crypto business. Extremely volatile. You know what I mean? You make enough money. Why are you borrowing? Just keep stacking. And what do you think the third crack commandment would be, or crypto commandment? Excuse me. What would you pick if you had to pick number 3, 4, and 5? Actually, just number 3. What would be?
Make sure to get a haircut once every month or so, unlike Sam Bankman-Fried. I mean, look at Mishinsky, bad haircut.
I thought you would say, like, you make sure you custody your own crypto. Don't 10x would be, like, number 4. Guys, in the chat, if you had to pick the crypto commandments, what would be some of your must follow rules when it comes to crypto? Yeah, I want to see what the people in the chat say. So,
Sauce Boss said, Robin, try drinking a cup of black tea before you drink alcohol. Should do the trick.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Like, honestly, this is my first beer. It's like I think I have an allergic reaction to alcohol. I'm not even trying to be funny. So I haven't even drank. I haven't even drank a full beer yet. About 2/3 of the way finished with this, and I'm already all red on the face. So. I know. I looked into it. It is.
Don't buy Luna. That's a good one. Go ahead.
Yeah. We do got some new people in the chat. We got Kiwi Crypto Sauce Boss Stick Boxtography. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Thy shall not paper hand.
And Eternal Life.
Okay.
Thy shall not paper hand. What about toilet paper?
Interesting topic. I don't want to talk about it. So here's something.
Inside joke.
So we all know Kevin O'Leary is pretty vocal in the crypto space, and this is something that he talked about. This is from The Real Plan C on Twitter. A bottom is usually created when there is a catastrophic event, like a large player going bankrupt or somebody is in deep trouble for buying crypto on over leverage, said Kevin O'Leary. And ironically, Kevin is an FTX investor and also spokesperson for the exchange.
You know, he's been awfully quiet. I went and pulled up Kevin O'Leary's profile today on Twitter. He has nothing to say here. And you know, it's ironic, on this topic here, it's ironic that he's saying that another big player is due to fall before we bottom. Somebody big is going to crash the market, and that's going to be the bottom of the market. Do you think he ever stopped to think for a second, like, hey, one of my number one holdings in a crypto company, because I know he's big into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, but when it came to companies, he was all in on FTX, and maybe he talked about Solana all the time because he was so heavy into FTX. And so, remember, Robinhood had exposure to Sam Bankman-Fried. Their stocks are down. Kevin O'Leary has exposure to FTX. Who is he involved in? So when we opened up the show, I made a point to say, like, wait a couple months, wait a month, wait 3 weeks. I don't know what the time frame is, but there's going to be a lot more shakeout in the crypto markets. This was the next big domino to fall. We had the quiet before the storm. We consolidated for almost 3 months, and now we're off to volatility again. Mark my words. Maybe we bottom and it's nothing but up from here. Maybe it's nothing but good partnerships and bullish sentiment for crypto. But I think right now is when we're going to get some big movements.
So I found this interesting thread here, and I want to share with you guys. This is on Twitter from Lucas Nuzzi. Lucas Nuzzi. Too bad Rocco's not here to tell us how to pronounce this. So he said, I found evidence that FTX might have provided a massive bailout for Alameda in Q2, which now came back to haunt them. 40 days ago, 173 million FTT tokens worth over $4 billion US became active on chain. And this kind of shows a chart where that did happen. That day, over $8.6 billion worth of FTT was moved on chain. I went through all the transfers that happened that day, and I ranked them. I found the peculiar transaction that interacted with a contract from the FTT ICO. This 2019 contract automatically released 173 million FTT tokens from the ICO. And here is the proof, you guys. What I like about these threads, now don't believe everything you see on Twitter, but when people go to lengths and provide you sources and actual facts and information and evidence, then it's something we'll definitely discuss. The recipient of the $4 billion worth was no other than Alameda Research. Alameda and FTX were intrinsically connected from day one, and I've talked about this. If this were to happen in the world of traditional finance and business, it would be illegal. You would have so many regulators and politicians up your you-know-what. This would not. They would not stand for this, right? Alameda then sent that entire balance to the address of the deployer of the FTT ERC20 token, which was the creator, which is controlled by someone at FTX. In other words, Alameda auto-vested $4 billion worth of FTT just to send it immediately back to FTX. And this next part, I'm still going to share it because the guy took the time to do this.
So that's them printing money, right? That's them printing their own token.
It is the unlimited
and then putting it in their own wallets, right?
It's the unlimited money printer, my friend. So I'm going to read this next part, and this is this person's opinion. Okay, here's what I think happened.
So here's one thing though.
Good.
Here's what I find fascinating is that this is all public on chain data, right?
That's the beauty of.
Why didn't anybody sound the horn? But here's the thing: why didn't anybody sound the horn? Because this didn't happen yesterday. This is when did that happen? Go back up to the top.
So this tweet was. So this thread was.
No, I'm saying like it has the dates there, so that you can see the printing. So on that chart, that was look. He highlighted with the bubble. September 28th.
I mean, for all we know,
so yes.
this person might have, blew the horn and nobody listened, right? Same way with Celsius, same way with Voyager. People blowing the horn, no one wants to listen, right? So here's what this person thinks happened. Alameda blew up in Q2 along with 3AC and others. It only survived because it was able to secure funding from FTX using as collateral the 172 million FTT tokens that was guaranteed to vest 4 months later. Once vested, all tokens were sent back as repayment. Had FTX let Alameda implode in May, their collapse would have ensured the subsequent liquidation of all FTT tokens that were vested in September. The timing makes sense. Alameda and FTX essentially put all chips on the table in Q2 and used that cash to bail others out. Makes sense. This solidified FTX's image as a solvent and responsible institution, which helped FTT's price. So did SBF's political moves.
So hold on. So what you're saying is that he was using the so what he's saying is that, in which it actually makes sense. So he was doing the Captain Save-A-Ho, the savior of crypto. I'm going to come in and bail out all these failing companies because we do everything right. Look at us. And lo and behold, the whole time he is
pretty much
fake
money.
Yeah. You know what? I had a retail job one time, and we were going through training. And you know what they told us to identify a shoplifter? Somebody that, if somebody's extremely outgoing, friendly, and nice, that that is a signal that somebody could be a shoplifter. And so if somebody's being extraordinarily nice and outgoing, and if you think about it, why would somebody be shoplifting, be extremely outgoing and nice? You would figure they would want to be, like discreet. But you're trying, mentally, you're trying to gain everybody's trust. You're trying to show how genuine and nice of a person you are, and lo and behold, you're over here just stealing on the back end, right? Because essentially him printing is him stealing, right? Because anybody that's invested in FTX, in the same way that we talk about the government printing money, that is stealing, right? They're stealing our future by printing money and erasing debt that they can't afford to pay back through mismanagement, and they're just taking it out of our value of hard-earned money. And the same can be said here with FTT, with FTX, with Sam Bankman-Fried. Dude's being hella nice, but on the back end, super shady. And we also got Crypto Blood up in here. Oh,
what's up, CB? CB. We need to get you back on the show, Crypto Blood. By the way, speaking of shows, we're excited. Tomorrow we're bringing out Frankie Candles. He'll be joining us live. I'm sure you're going to want some professional TA, someone who does it literally all day, all night. But I want to get back to this because
I was watching his show today, and I was chatting it up with him in the chat, and he broke all-time highs. So I'd love to see. That's today awesome. We broke all-time high viewerships, and so yeah, much love and support to him, man. Excited to have him on.
I want to get back to this thread here, guys. It gets more interesting. It says the Alameda bailout likely put a dent on FTX's balance sheet to the point where it was no longer solvent. This would have been fine if the price of the FTT token didn't collapse and a bank run ensued. This is why Alameda tried their best to protect FTT's price, which now makes sense because when Caroline, the CEO of Alameda, came out and said, hey, Binance, we'll buy your FTT tokens, the $500 million you're trying to sell, we'll buy it over the counter for $22. Which, by the way, if you're offering to buy over the counter, right, that large amount of money, business tells you kind of want to undercut the price a little bit, right? Don't worry about fees, don't worry about this, that, but they didn't. It goes on to say, here's where I think it gets crazier. Now, remember, guys, this is opinion, but this person put in a lot of time and effort showing us evidence, so I'm going to read it. There's a chance the folks from Binance knew about this arrangement between FTX and Alameda, an opportunity emerged. As large holders of FTT, they could start deliberately tanking that market to force FTX to face a liquidity crunch. Lo and behold, Binance comes to FTX's rescue. Did CZ just walk out with one of the largest competitors at the expense of a relatively large FTT bag he was going to unwind anyways? Huge if true. Important to note, this is my own personal, highly
So,
speculative take.
it's very interesting that, Brett Harrison, who was the CEO of FTX .us, he retired like last month, I think it was, like maybe like 5-6 weeks ago. And then before that, you had Alameda's research, Sam Trabucco, also stepped down as well. And so, you had on-chain data saying, "Hey, we're printing money." You had CEOs of both of the branches of FTX, the investment and research, and also the U.S. branch. The CEOs are quitting left and right. So, the writing was on the wall. It was here for everybody to see. And you know who probably saw it? They saw that was CZ. He saw the books. He saw what Alameda's research, Alameda Research, he saw what was backing their company's valuation, and it was nothing but their own token. And there was all these CEOs stepping down. You also have Sam Bankman-Fried over here in Congress lobbying for the destruction of DeFi and the regulation of everything in our space. So, the dude wanted the bit license nationally,
So bad.
right?
He wanted it so bad.
And then, I can't, I'm not trying to be a homer here, but, I mean, it's comical that BitBoy over here caught so much shade for calling out FTX for his tactics, and yet, look how that played out, right? I thought dude was kind of off his rocker a little bit. I mean, we respect BitBoy, but I thought he was a little off his rocker when when he said, like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, he's like Sam Bankman-Fried, he's gonna be nobody. He's gonna be out of this market. He's gonna cease to be around. He's gonna be done. He was like, he's gonna be done when I'm finished. And right. I'm like,
guys,
hey, bro.
Whether you like Ben or don't like Ben, you got to give people their respect, man. I'm not saying Ben is I'm not saying Ben is the reason for this, but nobody was talking about anything negative with SBF and FTX but Ben. And so here we are. Okay, so we're always trying to stay ahead of, what's the next, right? Are there any alarms sounding? Like Robin said, why weren't any alarms sounding? Well, we found something. Well, we didn't. Dirty Bubble Media did, but we're going to share it with you guys. Yeah. And so, by the way, you guys, do yourselves a favor. Go follow this account right here, Dirty Bubble Media, and I'll make it bigger for you guys, okay? And Dirty Bubble Media, if you're in here, shout out to you. At Mike Burgersberg, okay? So go follow them, all right? A lot of good stuff. So tweeted this.
I'm gonna tweet at him right. I'm gonna tweet at him right now and be like, "Yeah, we talking about you, bro."
Well, I did let it. I commented on this post. Actually, said we're gonna highlight this on our show. So, Celsius Voyager 3 is HODL not Alameda FTX is Nexo. So I'm not gonna get into the actual piece he wrote or he or she wrote, but I will retweet this. I'm actually gonna retweet this right now. That way, you guys can go ahead and read it if you'd like. But here's a TLDR, right? By the way, Robin, you know what TLDR stands for?
Total lock.
No, too long, didn't read.
I don't know.
Kentucky state regulators allege Nexo was running the same scam that destroyed Celsius and FTX Alameda, making hundreds of millions in totally illiquid Nexo tokens to market to pretend to have net positive assets. So here's what I love again: proof, right? Proof. And I'm gonna just go here and drop us here. So there are currently 1 billion Nexo tokens in circulation. Total token holders 73,000. Okay, the top 100 control 95.5% of the Nexo tokens. Okay, now we don't know who these belong to.
Hold on, how much?
95.53% of the top token holders of the Nexo token are 95 no, sorry 95.5% of the 1 billion is controlled by 100 holders, top 100 holders. So you have Binance. So some of these are labeled. You have Binance, you have a Nexo Investor Protection, Nexo 2, Nexo 1, and then these rest, I don't know where they're from. This guy might, but here's the interesting thing. If you guys remember, Nexo had a bunch of cease and desist orders from different states in the U.S. And this is what they highlighted here. And I'm gonna drop our camera so you guys.
So
can read.
my thing is on that graph. On that graph, you have look at that, the blue. So the top right, and then going clockwise. So that
Unidentified.
one, the gray, that yeah. So basically 80% of the wall, 80% of the, you see, you go all the way over to the red. You just go clockwise. Boom! All of that. None. You have the investor protection reserve at the yellow, but before that, nobody knows who they are. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wallets control most of the tokens. I remember looking at some deep dive somewhere, and they were saying that Nexo had some very shaky tokenomics.
You guys,
revisiting it now that we've went through some of our shakeouts on the crypto space.
Here's my thing, right? You don't have to be a blockchain analyst or a coder to understand. Just use your common sense, right? When these companies offer you 8%, 9%, right? When, let's say, for example, Ethereum, if you're staking Ethereum on chain and they only give you 4%, but Nexo here is giving you 8%, where is that extra 4% coming from on top of what they have to make on the back end for themselves? Think about it that way. So that's why Anchor Protocol was offering 20%. Everyone's like, yo, what? On a stable coin? 20%? And that came crashing down. Celsius was offering 18, 19, 20% on Bitcoin, which you can't even stake. Where is that money coming from? And so just use your common sense. If it sounds too good to be true, it A, is too good to be true, and B, they're probably doing some really, really risky stuff to get that amount of percentage yield for their holders, let alone what they have to make to operate the business. Here's the next thing, right? So this is from the Kentucky, I believe.
And then real quick, guys, in the chat, let us know what you think about Nexo. If you're a fan of Nexo, put a 1 in the chat. If you are hesitant on Nexo, you don't have any exposure, and this worries you, put a 2 in the chat. But if you're bullish, we want to know, are you bullish? And then if we are, we want to know why, what's going on, what do you love about the project? So 1 or 2. 1, you're positive, 2, you're negative.
So this is from, Robin keeps interrupting me here. This is from Kentucky State Regulators, right? So this is what they said. Excluding Nexo's capital net position in the Nexo tokens, Nexo's capital liabilities would exceed its assets. So if you take away the valuation of the Nexo token, their liabilities would exceed their assets. So they would be negative. They would be considered upside down. And so I don't know the mechanism of
isn't
the token.
Isn't the term insolvent?
The term would be insolvent. So let's take a look. Now, I haven't done any deep dive into the Nexo token, the tokenomics, how it works, but let's just take a look. So we had a billion tokens, and 560 million are circulating, right? So 56 million. They have a market cap of 505 million, fully diluted 903 million, and their volume has been surging as well. This is coming in at 90 cents, down 7.76%, ranked number 73. And this isn't a small, Nexo isn't a tiny platform. They have 5 million users worldwide. They support over 60,000 cryptos. And so, yeah, if you have money on Nexo, guys, like, just don't risk it. There's so much going on. You don't know. Now, Nexo did come out and say they have zero exposure to Alameda, zero exposure to FTX, but they might have exposure to a company that does have exposure to Alameda that would go under, and then now this. So you just don't know. When there is so much volatility and uncertainty, and a freaking company like Alameda and FTX goes under, don't be dumb and think, oh, no way Nexo's going under. There is a way. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but don't put the blinders on and say no way, because there is a way. There is a way. So proceed with caution. You want to add anything?
I don't really have anything to add to this. I haven't really dug into Nexo, but I just remember hearing their tokenomics in the past haven't been that great. This is a reminder. And they've had issues with the SEC already and with regulation. So ask yourself, is it worth it? Because right now there's going to be some shakeouts. And maybe Nexo has zero exposure to, FTX and Alameda research. You know what? In matter of fact, now that we are on that topic, and by the way, nobody put a 1 in the chat. It was all 2s. So we don't have any Nexo homers in here. What was the tokens that Alameda Research had invested in as a venture capital company? Because we discussed this on the show. Yeah, because you're gonna have a situation. Alameda Research is going under. I don't think anybody's kind of disputing that. Most of their net value, or most of their company's valuation, came from their own token, which is crashing harder than an asteroid, and they're gonna be forced to either liquidate before they go under, or they're gonna go under, file bankruptcy, and then lawyers are gonna force them to go to liquidate. Also, we got some new people in the chat: Raymond Safadi, BBS McFrey, Door Gunner, No Wife, Raymond, and then Adam Worley. Oh, Adam was here earlier. Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Okay, so this is Alameda's portfolio of companies, and if you've been part of our stream over the last couple of days, we've shown this, but to all the new people, here you go. So they have invested in 174 different organizations. Excuse me. And if we scroll down here, where did it go? I believe it's right here. So the reason we're showing you this, right, is if Alameda goes belly up, which we believe they are, then guess what? They might have to, on their way out, they might have to liquidate some of these tokens that they have on here. So I'm going to expand this, and I'm kind of just going to go through and highlight. Feel free to pause, to take a screenshot, whatever the case may be. But if you're a holder of any of these tokens, if you're a holder of any of these tokens, assume that they still have the tokens.
Assume that they're number one holder in these tokens, right?
No,
they were
Here you go. Okay. So this is in descending order. They invested $533 million in Near Protocol. Okay, twice.
Okay, hold on. So they invested $1 billion in Near Protocol. Okay,
correct.
So here's a way we can do some quick math. All right, and so
here's the thing. Half of that, so 500 mil was at their ICO, and we don't know what price they got the token at. You're trying to figure out how many tokens they have, right?
No. Okay. I'm trying to see how much the project is worth. Let's just assume they haven't sold anything. And so if you go down the list, right now Near Protocol is
here, I'll pull it up right here, Robin.
Here I got it over here on my side.
Okay.
Yep. Right here. Near Protocol, it has a market cap of $2 billion. Let that sink in. How many Near Protocol tokens do you think they have?
Well, assuming they still have them, right?
and so if they bought in early, and they're holding $1 billion worth of Near Protocol tokens at a cheaper price, how much of this Near Protocol do you think they have? We're huge fans of Near Protocol. We love Near Protocol, but at the end of the day, you got to push your own bias aside. You got to think, what is the potential for risk when it comes to Near Protocol?
And of course that's assuming. Of course, that's assuming they have all their tokens. But hey, we want to be on the safe side. We're going to assume they have all their tokens. Then you have
they get locked up. So, I'm sure they probably sold some of them. I mean, who knows? That's speculation. But
this one to me hurts me. Polygon, $451 million. Helium, $364 million. Solana, $315 million.
So here, kind of doing the same mathematics on Polygon. Polygon's 8.5 billion. So the exposure possibility for Polygon is a lot less. Now, you can't deny the sell pressure of an early investor, VC money into a project. Maybe, they bought Polygon at 5 cents and they're sitting at $2 billion worth of Polygon. Possibly unlikely, but,
You never know.
I'm just saying that there is going to be sell pressure. We're just trying to figure out how much. And so Near Protocol seems to be the one that scares me the most because of the sheer...
Twice. $1 billion. It's a lot of money. That's actually what Sam Bankman-Fried is worth now. That's messed up.
Oh, man. Did you vote today, David? I got my sticker.
You already asked
Did
me
you
that.
vote?
I said yes. I said yes.
You better have voted.
If you are new to Sin City Crypto, say hola, and we will welcome you personally with hola right back at you. So again, if you hold any of these tokens, if you hold Near, if you hold Polygon, Helium, Solana, if you hold 1inch, Lido, be careful. Possibility of a dumping coming. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but be careful. I'm not saying go dump your tokens. For me, if Polygon was $1 billion instead of Near, I would still hold all my Polygon. I believe in it long term. Even if the price dips 20, 30, 40%, I would just pick more up, bring my cost average down. So let's swap over to crypto markets here. By the way, we might do a little Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions that you want answers to, go ahead and throw them in the chat.
Okay, yeah. Throw your questions in the chat real quick. I do cover traditional finance quite often, especially on the live show. Let me. I want to talk about something real quick. Midterm election updates. Chuck Schumer has been reelected. If you're not familiar with Chuck Schumer,
Do we like Chuck Schumer?
is. No, we do not. He's the one that proposed the bit license for New York. He's the one behind that. He's also now whether or not what I try to do research. I don't try to go straight party lines and just go straight Democrat or Republican. I want to see I probably tend to lean a little bit more Republican, but I try to remove myself from this it's one or the other and so. That's the way I voted. I won't go into details of that, but I will say that out of the Democrats, not very crypto friendly. There are some very crypto progressive legislators on both sides of the aisle, and so for me, when I was casting my vote, that's who I was trying to identify, and so. Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Yeah. There you go.
So let me just type in the chat here. So again, go ahead and throw out some questions if you guys have any, and then we're gonna just swap over, take a look at what the crypto markets are doing. So Bitcoin coming in at 18,253. We are under 900 billion on overall market cap, down 11% overall. Over the last 24 hours, volume has absolutely soared. Over $200 billion in volume over the last 24 hours, but Bitcoin dominance is still holding strong. 38.8%. ETH dominance has fallen to 17.6%. I believe it was in the mid 18%. ETH, Solana, if we just take a look at some of the biggest losers of the day, obviously FTT token, Chili's is down 24%. Aptos
since you mentioned ETH Solana, somebody in the chat said he wants to know more about Solana. Gabriel, talk about Solana. I'm scared ASF. I'll let you figure out what that means. So
scared as F.
Yeah.
You need to get with the times, bro. God, you sound like a boomer.
I know what it meant, bro. I was being facetious here, bro. I know what it meant.
Spell facetious. Okay, so you wanna take a look at Solana? Okay.
Species.
Solana $22. Let's see. Circulating supply 361 million. Swap over to Solana chart. See what Solana's telling us. Bam, bam. So I drew the zone here for Solana. This is the support/resistance zone. We're still in it, but we are trading the lower bounds of it. So if we break $20, guys, if we break $20, by the way, this is the 1 hour chart. If we break $20, the next level I'm looking at, and I'm going to swap over to the daily. If we break $20, which has been a massive range, right, between $20 and $26, has been a massive level of support since April of last year. If we break that support level, okay, the next stop, maybe $12.75, where we have some decent support, right? And I'll kind of draw a horizontal line for you guys right there. 12 bucks flat. If we drop below that, next level, I'd say $7. And then below that, you're looking at a $2.50 Solana. Not saying that's going to happen, but these are just some of the levels that the charts are telling us, hey, this is what would happen if this level of support gets broken. And you can see, even going back to June of this year, we've wicked down in this area a couple times, touched it once back in October of this year. And now we are trading at the lower bound. So a little scary for Solana now. Long term, the project, I mean, Rob, we talked about this on the show today, but if you see a $11 Solana, are you a buyer?
It depends. If the overall market falls in unison, then no. I think there are other projects that if they fall, so Solana right now is at sorry, it's hard for me to see. What's the price right now? $21. So basically, if it were to fall at 50%, you know what? I'd rather pick up. I'd rather be picking up Cardano at 18 cents.
But
if they were to fall,
okay, but what if Solana?
If Solana just kind of went down on its own, and it wasn't due to some catastrophic failure, and it was just forced liquidations from institutions, then yeah, I think I'd be happy. I feel comfortable. I think Solana will bounce back. I got something. You know what? I got something I have to show you, bro. I need your insight on this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Who had a lot of exposure? Who went all in on FTX?
Who went all in on FTX? Matt Damon.
Who? No. Matt Damon was Crypto.com. Tom Brady. I'm glad you said that. Look at this. Tom Brady and Giselle put their $650 million fortune into maximizing their stake into FTX. Tom Brady and Giselle are using their money well, investing money into cryptocurrency from FTX to make future profits. He was also a part owner as well. He has a stake in the company, remember. And your boy, I thought Tom Brady was going to retire this year. He going to have to put in another 2 more years, bro. $650 million. $650 million, bro.
Oh, my God.
He only makes $30 million a year. He makes $30 million a year,
bro.
And so $30 million a year. That's 20 years salary, bro. 20 years salary. This dude is out.
Even if you're a billionaire, that is still a lot of money, dude. Why would they put? Why would they put their entire? That's what it sounds like, right? Their entire fortune.
Oh,
that's rough.
God.
That is. Rough.
And shout out to Blackheart on our Twitter. He tagged us this article. So appreciate that, man.
Also, a huge shout out to the official Sin City hype man, Jimmy Wimble, gifted 10 memberships, guys. If you're wondering how that happens, just make sure that you have the gifted membership enabled on your YouTube, and then, you might be the lucky recipient.
So, David, let me ask you something. Giselle probably. Okay, yeah. Actually, I don't want to say.
No.
Let's assume
it was his idea. It was not her. It was not.
It was his idea, right?
It was his idea.
It was his idea.
Bro, the dude. If the divorce papers were almost signed, they're definitely signed now. Hey,
man, that dude is in a doghouse, right? She's gonna be telling her girlfriends. They're like, "Oh, so how much money you gonna get on the divorce?" She was like, "Well, if it wasn't for stupid ass Brady and his FTX deal, he's like, we lost everything." He was like, "I was gonna get $300 million." He's like, "It's all gone. It's all gone. Kids, he's gonna have to play another 4 years. He's gonna be 50 years old now." Throwing touchdown passes for the Bucks.
That's terrible.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny. But you know what? He do got a lot of money. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. If there's gosh.
I mean, look, we talk about this all the time. We got to be responsible for our own finances, right? I mean, if you want to
Don't go all in on one thing. Don't go all in on one project. Don't go all in on Bitcoin. Don't go all in on ETH. Don't go all in on Solana. Don't go all in on FTX. Don't go all in on Cardano. Like, don't do it. Diversify. You don't know. Front and center. I mean, here's the thing. We're big Cardano maxis, but I mean, we only see what we're told. I mean, who knows? You know, maybe Charles got a bunch of little kids locked up in his basement. You don't know.
Weirdo.
I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, you never know. Big fans of Charles. We're not throwing any shade. I'm just saying that you never know. Just don't go all in on anything, man. And that's in life in general. You know, you don't want to, put all your money into your home and not have enough money to survive and to enjoy life. You shouldn't put all your money into a car. You shouldn't put all your money into one project. You shouldn't go all in on anything. You never know. I mean, what happens if you go all in on your house and it happens to be in a flood zone? Or you go all in on your car.
Oh, my
God.
Bro, guess who just tweeted? Guess who just tweeted?
Who?
Right? This mother effer, bro. Zuzu, 3 Arrows Capital. They just tweeted. There I was, surfing the wave of waves. Next moment wiped out, board broken, rocks reefed. The sudden pain of business failure and loss of purpose as a golden child in the industry. Blah, 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 blah. For all those who supported throughout, thank you. I'm deeply grateful. To all those who did not but reserve judgment, I understand your skepticism. Thank you. To those who attacked us and tried to make us scapegoat for the entire industry, you literally were the catalyst for everything. Literally the catalyst for everything. You were the catalyst for Luna, which in turn was a catalyst for Celsius, which in turn was a catalyst for everything. So don't sit here and try to say, to those who attacked us and make us a scapegoat, you were the scapegoat. It was your fault.
I like how you're yell whispering.
Yeah, because
that's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know this dude got kids.
No, it's
in
not
the house.
I mean, it is.
They're all sitting on the couch. Like right now, like if David were to turn his webcam, I bet you all his kids are sitting on the couch, just like.
They're actually upstairs. Would you like me to summon the kids, children? No, I'm not. No. I'm not trying not to scream because I don't want to blow this mic out. This is not the mics we have in the studio. But listen to this, bro. What is it? So what have I been doing? Catching up with long-lost friends. Well, we're trying to catch up with our long-lost money. Redeveloping spirituality, mental health. Highly recommend Sam Harris. Surfing, learning new languages, and destroying people's lives. What's next? I don't know. Jail. Jail should be next. That's just funny. I was redoing our. By the way, guys, if you're not following us on Twitter, help us out. Help us grow. We're at 15 followers. So we're at Sin City Crypto 1. Go follow us on Twitter. Show some love on social media. All right. So I wanted to take a look at Matic here. So I got the fib levels on Matic. Took the swing high. So this is the 1 hour chart on Matic. And I'll move this to the side so you guys can see. Took the swing high here at about $1.24, swing low at about $1.89, and you can see we're found perfect support at the 78 fib level. We do see some resistance at the 50 level, so which would put us at $1.06. So if you're a swing trader, if you're looking to leverage trade Polygon Matic, those are the levels I'd be looking at. Now, financial advice: if I were to get in, if I'm looking to scalp profits, 96 cents is where I'd be getting at. And then look to get out around that $2, $6 level for Polygon Matic. Let's take a look at what ETH is doing. And by the way, if there's any charts you want us to take a look at, let us know. But this is the ETH chart. Let's take a look at ETH on the 30-minute. So nice little double bottom here at $12.79. We bounced back. We did wick all the way down at $1,214, right? Not too long ago, but came right back up. Actually closed green on this candle. Did a little spider move here, and then it came back down, retested the 1280 level, and now we are sitting at $1,310. If I take a look at the Bollinger Bands, so expecting another big move come for Ethereum. So these are Bollinger Bands. They essentially measure volatility or expected volatility. So anytime these bands constrict, we do expect to see a decent move to the upside. You saw it happen here. the bands constricted, and the move we saw from the top of this channel to the bottom was a 20% move. Now, I'm not saying we're going to see another 20% move, but expect some volatility for ETH. If we keep the Bollinger Bands on and swap over to Bitcoin, same thing. Not as constricted as ETH's Bollinger Bands, but same thing here, guys. We saw the Bollinger Bands constrict here. Top to bottom, we saw a 15% move for Bitcoin. So expect another big move for Bitcoin, ETH, and let's see what Solana's looking at. Solana, same thing, guys. This is the thing with crypto and TA. If you're looking at the same time frames, they all, I'm not saying they're all identical, but some of the indicators are pretty much the same. So, yeah, let's see if the chat has any questions.
Yeah. Also, we got Robert Salazar dropped a $2 super chat. He said, "Hit the like button." Yeah, we're at about a 50% like button ratio. So half of you have not liked the video. Do you not like us? Do you prefer the studio? Is that what's going on here? And then also some new people. We got Brett L, Andy Lee, Daz. Carl, Michael James Reagan, Barno, Toby, JC Lowe's, Ola! Welcome to Sacred.
All right, someone said ADA, right?
Yeah. Somebody here said, why are the markets crashing? Is it because of FTT, or is there something else behind it? Probably forced selling, and yeah.
So for ADA, looks like we found a decent bottom.
Drop some questions in the chat, guys. Drop some questions in the chat. We want to talk with you guys.
This is ADA at the this is ADA on the 1 hour level, or the 1 hour time frame. So if we kind of draw a little, I don't know, let's move this sucker up here. So
Good Snipes is hi from Southern California. We have a couple people talking about quant here. Nima said sand. She would like, or he or she would like a little more insight in there. We also got Aiden Farron show. He said he likes the home studio vibe, and he wants to know a little bit about Algorand as well. So.
We spend too much money on our studio, so this will definitely not be our normal setup here. But yeah, so Cardano decent support at the. Here, let me draw. I like to draw a little rectangle. So decent support at, let's just say, from 34.7 to 35.4 cents, which we're currently sitting at 36 cents now. Guys, if you're a swing trader or scalp trader, you love this volatility, right? You love sniping these at the bottoms here, sniping Cardano at 35 cents, selling it at 36 cents. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, right? 1 penny. But if you're a seasoned trader and you're trading on leverage, that is a lot of money you can make. I mean, Cardano today did wick all the way up to 42 cents, but dropped back down like everything else. What was the other token someone asked about? Sandbox?
So we had Algorand, Sand, and someone else. I just put in Casper as well. So
Casper. So Algorand was actually looking pretty good. If I go to the daily.
Was that Algorand was down significantly today? Was it because they had a rally and a retracement?
Well, here's the thing. Algorand was starting to pump. I mean, you can.
Yeah, so they were already due for a pullback anyway. So kind of just
you were
everything lined up.
Beautiful. Look at this. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. So, and then just this FTX.
Those two candles was the okay. So that was yesterday.
This is the day. So the last 2 days, yesterday and today.
Man. So Algorand was probably due for a new level of support, right?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. A natural level of support would have been this 50 level on the fib, which is 37 cents, right? But we blew right by, right? Which would have put us higher low, and then we would look to make another higher high at the 49 cent level, but we didn't. And thanks, Sam Bankman-Fried. We appreciate you. But if we throw the Bollinger Bands on here as well, if I go down to the lower time frame, Algorand not really constricting on the Bollinger Bands. If I swap over to the 15-minute, yeah, you should see about a 2 to 5% move from Algorand. Whether that goes to the upside or downside, not sure. But as far as being oversold or overbought, kind of split right down the middle. Volume is decreasing, but yeah. I think that's it, Rob. I think you have a nice little hour stream, unless there's something else you wanted to talk. Yeah.
No, man. I guess we just scroll through. Is there anything you guys want to talk about here, guys? Is there anything you want us to cover? Any questions? We got Mike John saying BTC will go to 2K. You tripping, bro? And then
He said hope. He said hopes.
Mike.
He hopes BTC goes to
Oh
2K.
yeah. Okay. And then Mike W says VeChain has some updates coming up soon. And
We are actually.
why Algorand? He wants to know why Algorand. Sailing and Crypto says why Algorand. What are the benefits? Not just ISO compliant, right? And Hussein H. He is H bar fan. So, we had Max Harmon on. Yeah, we had Max Harmon on. I like
Harmon.
H bar. Oh, so yeah, Mance Harmon. One of the co-founders of H-Bar. Yeah, man. We like H-Bar. We like, who else likes it? Crypto Blood likes H-Bar. And,
So as far as
Crypto Blood, if you're still in here, yeah.
As far as Algorand, outside of being the ISO 222 compliant, they're scalable, they're fast. Silvio McCauley, MIT guy, very connected in the space. Tokenomics are decent, right? You have 71% circulating, 7 billion out of 10 billion. So this is on par, right, as far as token supply, like Polygon Matic. And we see Polygon Matic is in the top 10. Can Algorand get in the top 10? I think is definitely a possibility. They're going to need a lot more adoption, right? And so, but it's a newer project. So we got to give these projects some time, right? You don't want them to do what Solana did and crash every 5 minutes. So, yeah. But
I found a interesting tweet. So you heard about the Powerball winner, right? Basically, right? So it was $2 billion. The winner supposedly was from Cali. Anyways, we have here the breaking Powerball winner announced. So who is this mystery man? That is.
You're so stupid.
It's
Zelensky.
Anyways,
so Fernando said, "Is it possible we are at phase C of the Wyckoff accumulation?" I don't follow Wyckoff. It's not my area of expertise. I'm not going to sit here and try to BS my way into that question. But I don't. That's not something I use. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Helium and them joining Solana? I mean, Helium took a big hit, right?
I think Helium should have did that from the get-go. I think they were being ambitious. They were trying to create their own chain. And
Rob swap over.
Yeah, I got you. Yep. Hold on a second. So they were being ambitious. They were trying to create their own chain. And in doing so, I think they bit off more than they could chew. Like, why? It kind of goes back to that premise with the Solana phone. Like, why create another phone? Just create an app and just build, have the ability to download it on marketplaces. Like, the same thing. Like, why if you're going to build a Wi-Fi, I know it's radio, but, basically a distributed, shareable internet, why create a blockchain? Why do you have to go that route? And I think they should have done that from the beginning. This is all hindsight, but I feel like they should have partnered with somebody and did it in a DApp format from the get-go and just really focused their energy on building the best product they could instead of trying to build a product and a blockchain and get adoption and worry about tokenomics. Like, maybe I think it's the right move. But maybe it's a little too late. I don't know.
And to end the stream, Mike John said, "Gun to your head, David. Dot or Chainlink? Not even a question. Chainlink all day long. Gold standard of oracles. Proof of reserves coming out." So, anyways, guys, that'll do it for the stream today. If you're new, make sure to like the video on the way out, and also come join us tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be having Frankie Candles on to do some TA. Also, you never know what's going to happen. And so make sure you're subscribed. Ping the notification bell because we do, like today, we went live 45 minutes early. And so you don't want to miss out. And so that'll do it, guys. Thanks again. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Peace.
Thanks for watching, guys.